To politics, religion, to sex, honey, we cover it all. Grab your glass, get ready to kick back and kiki. This is Sister Session.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to the Sister Session.
Come on in the room.
And that's Jen.
I'm Jen. That's Key.
This is Sister Session. Welcome. So last time we were here, we talked about new goals. Who this? What I want to do in 2021. This is how I like to do in 2021. And a few of those goals were centered around financial goals.
Yes.
So we figured, why not piggyback off the new goals with some financial goals?
Whole segment because it's necessary.
Start first, because I was kind of flabbergasted by your one of your financial tips. So I'll let you start, and then we can piggyback off of one another.
My tip was my tip. Oh, you mean my envelope system?
Your saving tip.
Yes. I have it. Hold on, let me swing to my desk because I have it in my desk. Oh no, I took it out. Sorry, I went shopping. See, this is essential. Okay, so I have an envelope system, guys. I ordered not your traditional letter white envelopes, but like the clear see-through PVC looking envelopes that have the little zipper on it. You can get them from Amazon. Maybe I'll try to include that tag at the end of this. And then like the little binder, it's like a really little, because it fits in my purse. It's about this big. And I labeled each envelope for what I need. So let's just say groceries, gas, bills, insurance, miscellaneous, fun cash, eating out, like whatever it is that I need, it goes into the envelope. And what that comes from first is the budgeting. Let me back up. I do the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of my income is for bills. 30% I put in the financial savings category, and the 20% is just fun. So you break it down like that. So whatever bills is 50%. 30% for me, I take out for like savings, emergency fund goals, completely separate from the savings. The savings is like for the big goal. Emergency fund is like if an emergency comes up and we need to just dip in real quick. Charity, IRA, and a couple other things I can't remember right now, but that's all of that category. And every time I get paid, right now I'm getting unemployment, and every time I get it, I go to the bank, take out the entire amount, like every dollar, every cent. Y'all, this is discipline. Okay.
Every dollar, like give my 13 like the change too.
It's discipline. It has helped me in because I needed to do that. That was one of my goals for 2021 too, is to be more disciplined and consistent. So take every dollar amount, and then on my budget card, it already has out how much. I already sat down that day and wrote down the budget. So I just read my card, and if it says $20 goes to insurance, $50 goes to car, whatever it is, I put it in that envelope. So let's just say the one I noticed we use the most is eating out. Like that drink can never stay full, bro. Eating out, the envelope be gone. But once the money runs out, that's it until you get paid the next time.
We're cooking.
Don't dip into it. Don't take, I'm going to take from fun cash, or I don't need as much groceries this week, so I'm going to take from that envelope and put it. No, once it runs out, that's it. And that's helped curb my spending. And I see where my money's going more because I have to be more conscious of it. And I'm not swiping my card because it's, in my envelope. And if I leave my little binder at home, guess who ain't got no money to spend?
No. That's good. That's good.
It's been
I was writing that down. We were about to talk about this topic. And then the next thing that came to mind with that was setting up different bank accounts. That way your money can grow interest in certain accounts. Oh, perfect. But that's another way you can save money. And I also put here the star right next to it and put away those debit cards, or maybe not even get a debit card associated with that account. That way you're not tempted to, not grab this one. Please grab that one. No. Yep. This is the one to use for X, Y, and Z. Don't go and touch the next one. But then your money is still sitting in your account, and it can be growing interest as well. Another tip that someone gave, and Jen, you can take the next one if you want. Another tip they gave was, get a detailed budget of like everything that's coming in, everything that's going out, all of your bills, like all your subscriptions, all of With everything. Maybe look into your account for like the past 2 months and see where did my money go? What did I spend my money on? You know what I mean? And then that'll also help you to create a realistic budget, because sometimes you forget, oh, I swiped over there. Oh, we did eat out a couple of times this month. Oh, I do have a subscription to that thing, but I got it on auto pay, so I don't even think about it. You know what I mean? So writing out a detailed budget. Yep. Writing out a detailed budget. That way you know exactly what's going out, what's coming in, and what your actual bills are and what you're paying out.
I love it. That's what I had to do in order to do the 50-30-20 rule first. I had to do exactly that, was to go back into my account and literally write every single thing. And then I had to trim. Yeah. Like, okay, do I really need this Netflix? Or is it Hulu or Netflix one? Which one? Pick one.
Yeah, we're Auntie and them, and then which one we gonna use? Which one we gonna pay for?
Exactly. Like, let me get that password real quick. Y'all know, stop playing.
Yes. So that's interesting. That's really cool. I'm telling you, when I first had to do this, the same friend that mentioned this to me, shout out to you.
Hey, friend.
Hey, friend. Same person had me to do this, and I was just like, dang, I don't want to do this because I don't want to be faced with what I spend. It was like, hold it up. And it wasn't fun. It was not fun, but it was necessary because I got to look at my finances on paper, and I was just like, dang, we do swipe a lot when we go out with all the kids, like trying to fix. There we go. So yeah, what do you call it? I came face to face with my spending habits, and I had to acknowledge the fact that I had a problem. I'm Kiana, and I have a spending problem.
Hi, Kiana.
So what would your next one be, Jen? Or do you want me to round them off and then we kind of talk about them a little bit?
Yeah. What did you give all of your friends tips?
Not. They also said pay yourself first. Put money aside for you, even if it's just 10%, but certainly between 10 and 20%. Like pay yourself first. I know a lot of us do tithing first. So if you want to set aside your 10% for the Lord, give your 10% first, and then out of that 10 to 20, 10% for God's house, 10% for your house. I actually heard that at church one time. Yeah. So 10% for your house and 10% for the Lord's house. That way your 20% is done. And then they were also saying because you're always going to have bills. You're always going to have bills that you need to save, no matter what the amount is that you're bringing in right now. You need to save because you'll always have bills. You always have something to pay for, but you always need to make sure you have a savings, little cushion. They also said you could invest in property, buy some property. And or invest in stocks. And if you don't know where to start, just start somewhere, or start with something that you like or a company that you frequent a lot. And then, did you want to dive into what your friend said, or did you want me to? Did you write it down?
Hey, best friend.
Your best friend. That's her best friend. So what they said was, if you can't afford two, don't get one. If I'm going out to get a cup of coffee, if I cannot afford to buy 2 cups of coffee, I probably should not be buying coffee.
Exactly.
And another thing, when they check me on my spending habits, I'm like, look, but when I buy this much with Dunkin' Donuts, they give me a free cup. And they were like, but look, if you bought your own coffee at home and your own creamer, you could be saving this, that, and the third. And I was really trying, and then there was some of the gas to get that. And I was like, you got me.
Dang, you sound like me with clearance. I'm like, but it was $50 and I'm only paying $10.99.
Yeah. So yes, if you can't buy 2, don't get 1. Saving is a must. And I know I kind of just learned the importance of saving in the last 3 years. Yeah, I'm 32.
Me too, guys. Me too.
A long time to understand the importance of saving. Like budgeting, I can budget. I'm going to go to this gym. I'm going to do this. The kids need that. I got this. Great. I got a budget. But as far as saving, I wasn't saving much.
Yeah, I didn't want to save, honestly. Like, I just wanted people to just give me the money.
With my money. Yeah, and then also differentiate between your needs and your wants,
which is important.
Yes. So those. Say it again.
Do I need this? You ever seen the like the self-help ones? You get an item and you ask yourself, do I need this item? Will it add or detract value from my life? Like you have to ask yourself those questions.
See, you can't ask me that question when I'm standing in the shoe aisle because I will tell you that it can add value to my life. I can tell you that because when I when I put them babies on, I sound like this. Okay, I said it's not. You can't have that conversation. You gotta be realistic with yourself. Be realistic with yourself.
Yes, I love it.
Financial tips from two different males. Now the female perspective, I feel like she's been my personal accountant for years. I don't know about you. She's been my personal accountant for years. And her top three were save 10% of every check. That's like the minimum, which is what another gentleman just said. And there's a difference between your checking account and your savings account. However, don't touch your savings. What that means basically is don't touch your savings unless you're using it towards your goal or something that's like extremely and actually important.
Right.
And also whatever you have in your checking account is not just for you to use just because the money is there. It should be allotted to something, I guess, which brings me back to setting up different accounts, because I know for me, I'm one of those people. If I see it in my account, I'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I got it. I'm going to go ahead and do this. But if I put it away where I can't see it,
you have multiple?
Huh?
Do you have multiple accounts?
I do. I have right now. I have about 3, 4. Okay. One for business, one's for saving, one's for everyday-ish, and the other one I'm not really using just yet. Not really using it. I got it.
I did. Maybe you should try. Suggestion, guys, because I learned that with me, like you said, if I see the money, this is swiping. So I was like, yo, you have to pay your bills at the end of the day, and I need them not to commingle. So I opened a separate checking account that's literally just for bills. So all that 50% that I was saying that comes from the budget cards, that 50% goes into the bill account.
Yeah, that's smart. That is I know a lot of people, actually, a lot of married couples and a lot of single people as well. They just put whatever that money is, whatever that amount is, they put it into the bills account, and then they have their bills on either auto pay or they have that card and account linked to that.
That's exactly what I do.
Paid, you both are depositing into the bills account, and then the company is taking the money out of the bills account. So
and I'm straight.
Yeah. And then the last one was no paycheck is too little. When I asked her to explain what that meant, like how is that a financial tip? She was saying that if you're surviving off of it, that it's okay. If you can survive off of it, or if you're making it work, that's okay. Everything is possible if you can manage the little. And then we talked about that a few moments ago, Jen, when I was saying, like, if you're making X, Y, and Z amount of money, you're saying this is not even a lot, but I am saving, I am budgeting, I am doing this. When you get that increase, you're already going to know I have more, but I know how to do it. I know how to manage it. I know how to put this exactly.
Yes.
Even more disciplined, more consistent. Yeah.
I love it. We definitely said, as I told Kiana, I was like, I had to learn to be a good steward over the little, so that when God blesses me with the big, I know how to manage it. It makes me think about, any of the artists that like blew up, or like athletes or whatever, and they got all this money, or the lottery winners who got all this money, and by the next couple of years,
are they now?
they have no more money. You're like, how did they blow through that money? Because they were poor managers or poor stewards of their money. I'm like, and I don't want to do that. Like when God blesses me, I want to be like, I'm able to bless others. I'm able to give back. I can't do that if I'm blowing through my money.
Yeah. And that brings us to your next topic. We wanted to couple financial tips with
generational. Wow.
Generational.
This is you from last week when you couldn't talk. Now I got it.
Come on, Jesus. Come on.
Generational wealth and the Black community. I feel like talking about finances sometimes in the Black community is so taboo with the older generations, because I feel like the millennials, we are very much into like multiple streams of income and making sure that we have a retirement portfolio. Like I saw someone had post, I think it was the Black Upstart. Shout out to them. I really like their page. You guys should follow them on IG. They give tons of
what was that?
Financial tips. The Black Upstart. They give a lot of financial information, especially for, the Black community. but they were saying like, our parents and grandparents solely relied on mostly like Social Security, the military, to provide them. Yeah, to provide them, with when they retire and their retirement to provide them funds. Whereas now we'll take that, but we're looking at multiple streams of incomes, investing in stocks, investing in real estate, in like just so many different ways that we can build our portfolio so that we can pass generational wealth down to, our kids. Like I want my kids to be more financially literate than I was.
Yeah.
Like, I want to be able to hand them the keys to my business. Like, here you go. Because that's what we're not used to it. But this is so normal in the other people's communities. Like they hand over businesses. They don't just give them money. Like they give them businesses. They have investment portfolios set up for them. They have IRAs set up for them. They have before set up. They have set up for kids. Like all these things are even, become adults. Like I want to be able to do that with my kids. Like I want them to be, I don't want to be rich. I want to be financially wealthy, and I want to pass them tools so that they can be financially wealthy and then teach their kids. And like, we have to be able to have these kinds of conversations. I can't just say, oh, here, Jaden, here's $20 from your birthday, make sure you save it. And that's the end of the conversation. It has to be, this is the money that you're getting. Let me explain to you what will happen if you take this $20 and you put it into a savings account that yields a 5% interest over the next 10 years. Like it has to be explaining to them what will happen. And then they can choose whether or not they're going to follow. But I feel like it's just important in our community. We don't do enough of it.
We're a little bit over time, but I also wanted to share, to kind of piggyback off of what you just said. My son and I were having a hypothetical conversation, and they said, what if I, meaning him, what if I, not inherited, but, won the lottery or something for like $3 million? Can I use it however I want to? I said, no, you can't use it however you want to. I'm responsible for you until you are a certain age, right? But no, then that was the perfect time for us to sit down and talk with him about how to spend your money, how to save your money, how to make your money make money for you. And we said, we'll save a portion, we'll invest a portion, and then we'll use a portion. So we'll put a portion aside. You can't touch it until, and I think we said until you're like 25 years old, because as an 18-year-old, you don't know what to do with that money. As a 21-year-old, you don't know what to do with that money. And then also kind of helps you to work up until then. That way you can appreciate it. So I think I said like at 25, you'd be able to access this portion of money. But this portion of money, so we're going to save that, put that aside. You can't touch that. This portion of money we're going to invest in. So we're going to buy proproperties, like maybe even buy like an apartment building, and, have tenants, and, have your money make money for you. Start a business, let your money make money for you. And then a smaller portion of that we can live off of. We can get a house, pay off the house, pay off the cars, have that stuff. We don't need a new car. We don't need a Ferrari. We don't need the next new thing every time it comes out. We don't need that. But we need to have the property, in your name. You need to have just stuff in your name. Yes, exactly. So you've been teaching him like, that sounds great. We just want some money. Hold up. Wait a minute, pump your brakes. Let's save most of this. Let's invest a lot of it. Let's live off the rest of it.
Right. Within your means. That's another thing in our guys. We might be running over time, but I feel like this is just prevalent. This is such a big topic. You know what I'm saying? They're cramming such a short amount of time. But in our community, I've noticed we have a lot of poverty mentality.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, you have a Louis bag, you might have a Michael Kors, you might have a nice car park, but you're in the projects though, sis. Like you're parked outside the projects.
Why?
Yo,
I'll never forget. And shout out to anybody who lives in Southside Jamaica, Queens, and it's crazy. Let me tell you, outside of 40 projects.
Yes.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
Shout out to you, whoever you are. Hope you don't get offended if you do. Oops. There was I don't remember the name of the truck, but there was a truck Louis out.
Really?
Louis design, like the actual LV, the brown and the
Really?
beige, everywhere outside the car and the interior.
Wow.
Parked outside the projects.
See? That is literally when I see people in cars like that in the neighborhood, it's a driving investment.
Why?
Or when people have the head to toe 5K outfit, you're a walking investment.
Why?
It's like you could
Tell me
invest in
why.
that.
Man, it's horrible because like you could have taken that money, that extra. You got the car, cool, but you spent extra money on top rims and everything. And I'm sure they had like TVs and everything in a couple of years ago, like 10 plus years ago actually. But it's like you spent that extra money to invest in that car. You could have paid off the car a little bit more. Like you could have made an extra payment, or you could have put money into
it gotta be flashy
project and getting a home, maybe.
Exactly. That's a down payment. And with of all the things to buy, if you're gonna trick something out, let it be your house, because a house appreciates.
Yes.
As soon as you drive your car to the lot, it already depreciated in value. Like your value immediately. So a home though, you can get it back. That's an asset. A car is a liability. Let's remember that, guys. I know we over time, but don't forget that credit is super important when it comes to
credit. I think we should do a part 2 at some point, because this is really good. This is really good.
We should. So it's so many factors, and it's a big deal, especially in our community. Like unfortunately, we have the stigma of not having the best credit, and it comes from not knowing how to manage our money,
not being aware and not trained well, but like informed. You know what I mean? Like a lot of things were hidden from us from seeing and investing and using, and we kind of thought, "Oh, I have it. Let me get it while I got it. Let me get it while I got it," instead of thinking how others may think. But we got to do part 2. I think we should end here because we do have to go. This was awesome.
Oh, we forgot to sing a song, because the title of this whole thing was
"Where the money was at." Yo, that's all. That's it for 2021. We trying to be where the money was at. That's it. That's all we want right now.
accesssession@gmail.com. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, you just want to follow us, go to IG, Facebook. We are on there, Sister Session, and we can't wait to see you guys next week.
Yes, thank y'all.
Peace.
Bye.